we need to be asking ourselves not why is healthy food so expensive, but why is junk food so cheap?
Many live in food deserts, meaning there's no grocery stores nearby for healthy food choices, so they resort to eating fast foods. Our next guest, Christine Hormone, is an award-winning chemist and three-time champion fitness competitor with ideas on how to live a healthier life without the high cost. Christine, welcome to Bloom.
Hi there. Thanks so much for having me today.
So Christine, I love one of your first tips, which I think a lot of us started doing more of during the pandemic, and that is preparing more meals at home.
Yes, absolutely. Preparing meals at home is going to save so much, and we need to be asking ourselves not why is healthy food so expensive, but why is junk food so cheap? And the reality is when you cook at home, you are going to be making sure that you can get better quality ingredients. You're saving yourself on that convenience factor that we typically get upcharged for. So cooking at home, planning ahead is a huge piece of that.
And you know, during the pandemic, we're hearing a lot of news about major issues with transporting our foods. But at the end of the day, isn't it better to shop local, especially when it comes to produce?
Absolutely. So local farms and whatnot do carry regional vegetables, regional produce that you can get at a fraction of the cost, and that definitely saves on the transport costs as well as all of the supply chain logistics that have been disrupted by the global pandemic.
And if you can't get to a farmer's market, what are your thoughts on frozen vegetables? Can you get the same nutrients?
Absolutely. I am a huge fan of frozen vegetables. I love frozen peas. I love frozen berries. They are frozen at peak ripeness, and they are just as healthy as the fresh produce in my professional opinion.
So I've started doing less and less on a personal level of bulk buying, only because I have 4 daughters and 2 are out of the house now. But bulk buying is also a great way to save money.
Absolutely. When it comes to things like oats, I love oats for breakfast, and other items, maybe like protein powders, things of that nature, things that are going to help you stay healthy, stock ingredients that you use on a regular basis. They are definitely going to be far more economical when purchasing in bulk.
So talk me through some simple swaps that maybe we can do as far as what we're eating or drinking daily to stay healthy.
So some simple swaps. I'm really big on not adding any added sugars to coffee, added sugars to oats. I actually have some oatmeal right here where instead of added sugar, I have some fresh berries. I've sprinkled it with cinnamon. I've flavored it with some vanilla protein powder, and I'm using just a basic instant oatmeal. And this is a very nice, healthy breakfast that you could definitely use. Other alternatives when it comes to breakfast, I'm a huge fan of egg whites as opposed to whole eggs. It's a lower fat option, high in protein, and it's very convenient to buy in bulk as well.
And it's something else I want to talk about, because I know that folks that live in food deserts and they don't have grocery stores nearby, it's so difficult, and they do have the only option of turning to fast foods. But those empty calories leave you constantly hungry. So if you can find good nutritionist food that's very nutritious, I mean, don't you feel fuller longer?
Absolutely, especially when you go with foods that are higher in protein. And the reality is, even if you do have to resort to fast food, there are always healthier options on the menu. I could name almost any national brand where I could pick out a healthier choice on the menu.
And if you plan ahead, you're more likely to stick to healthy eating habits.
Absolutely, because the reality is we make poor eating choices out of convenience, out of emotions, out of stress. And as a result of that, we tend to not make the best choices. So when we're planning ahead, we're being more intentional with what we're going to eat, how we're going to eat it, when we're going to eat it. The probability of us staying focused and on track with our health goals is way higher.
And Christine, real quick, how do folks get a hold of you if they want to find out more information? Because you have so many valuable tips.
So you guys can find me on Instagram at gaugegirltraining, GAUGEGIRL training. You guys can find me on my YouTube channel, Gauge Girl Training, as well as gaugegirltraining.com.
All right. Well, I really appreciate you joining us on Bloom today. Great subject. We're all trying to build our immune systems and be healthier. So this was great. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.